check that real quick. Okay, we've got the live notification. I just want to double check it that it's live in the group. Hello,
Mhm.
hello, hello, hello.
Why am I nervous again?
No, it's like it's easy. It's a comment. There's only two
I
people
know it
here.
is. It
There's
is. It
there's
is.
not 5,000 people here. There's only two people here.
Oh,
Don't worry.
5,000. Oh, you threw a
Yeah,
number out there.
it's a made up number. It doesn't
It's
exist. It's not
yeah, it
real,
doesn't
right? So
exist.
there you go. All right, so we are live. Okay. Awesome. So we are back at another one of our Tuesday topics. And we've been doing these. This is the, I think, fourth or fifth one that we do here in the Facebook group. And what we're doing is we're bringing on members of our team, members of our Power ISA staff, and we're having them like share, their best tips and tricks or suggestions. Because you guys are, you guys make it happen, right? So I'm out here, promoting the company. This is my role. This is my role now within the company has really changed, I think, the last couple of years, where I'm really more the face of the company. I'm talking about the benefits. I coach agents, right? I help agents like one-on-one. I talk to our clients, and the people that keep the promise. I describe it this way: I make the promise. And Florencia and Mariana and Timo and everyone else, you guys keep the promise. Luis, all of Luis's team, Luis is our operations manager. Like, you guys keep the promise. I make the promise, you guys keep the promise. Back, years ago, I would do everything. I would make the sale, I'd fulfill, I'd check it, I would do
How
all those
did
things.
you?
Probably very poorly, right? Because you can't do everything and not at
Oh yeah.
scale. So now we have like many more clients, and we have all these people that we work with, all these candidates, all these ISAs, all these real estate agents. I need a team, so I have a team, and I've got to be honest, Valencia, probably this year, 2023, there's something about when the market shifts. There's something about that moment that makes people gravitate towards value, towards quality, towards ROI, like bang for your buck. People are not agents, real estate agents are not throwing money around anywhere. And I'm really proud
Yeah.
to say 2023 has been the year we have gotten the most and the best testimonials from our clients. We've never had more. It's not close. We've never had more than we have right now this year. And I'm really proud of that. And you should be really proud of that too.
I
Because
am.
it's thanks to the team, right? The work that we're doing and the success that agents have had. Because when the market shifts, everything gets harder. Things don't really change. They just get harder. I like to put it that way, right? You have to do the same things. It's just that it takes more calls, more leads, more appointments to stay exactly where you are in a shifting market, right? In a shifting market. So anyways, all that's the preamble. That's my intro. So Florencia, for the people that don't know who you are, maybe discovering you for the first time here in the group, on the replay, on YouTube, wherever you're watching us, tell our audience who you are and what is it you do here at Power ISA.
Okay, so I am part of the onboarding team here with Power ISA. So what I basically do is I set up the interviews and make amazing connections. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
so I help everyone, yeah, just make a good connection with their ISA, help them out throughout the process. Definitely try to make things easier for them.
I love that. And I say I love that name. Florencia,
That
connection
sounds nice.
specialist, making connections. You
Making
connect these
connections.
talented candidates with
Hmm.
these, real estate agents that need a lot of help, right? So talent meets opportunity. Talent meets opportunity, and whatever like a good handshake would look like. I don't know. It's backwards.
Yeah, we
Talent meeting
discovered talent.
opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Connecting talent. That's it. People, in case people don't know that, that's actually the mission of the company. Connecting talent
Yeah.
with opportunity. In case people don't know that, we don't really talk about that outside of Power ISA. That's the company mission. Connecting talent with opportunity. So I love that, Valencia. And through this process, you meet a lot of candidates. You meet a lot of real estate agents.
Yeah.
Give us some numbers again. Like how many, like every week, how many like interview sessions do you set up with real estate agents to help them connect, make these connections?
So every day, so there's three of us on the onboarding team. So each of us have about 3 to 4 interviews a day. So that's quite
Wow.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And take in mind that these interviews are like what an hour. My interviews go a little far. They're like an hour and a half. Just because I
Yes.
like to ask a bunch of questions. But
I
yeah.
love it.
Hmm.
Cool. Awesome. So 15 to 20 every week. 15 to 20, interviews to place candidates. So this is this, I want people to understand the scale, right? Because I sometimes tell my clients this, and I mean this, and I don't want to brag about it. It's not a humble brag, it's not anything. But I wish sometimes that I had the problem that they have to solve. Because a real estate agent, typical real estate agent, has to find one great ISA. Okay. Florencio has to find 15 to 20 a week, really great ISAs. 15 to 20 hired per week, every single week. Okay. That's a normal week for Florencio. So the scale of it matters because you get to see the full spectrum of outcomes. We see it all.
Right.
We see it all. People that hit home runs, people that just hit for average, and people that do not succeed, right? So today, the topic of today is really geared towards that, right? And I'm glad you're here, Florencio, because you're one of the most experienced folks on that team right now. So I want to ask this question. What are some of the biggest mistakes? What are some of the biggest mistakes that the agents make with their ISAs? What are some of those biggest mistakes? With the intention of this audience here, people that are watching this, we don't want you to fall into these. I'm going to help you avoid these, right? So
Definitely.
what, and in no particular order, what would you say are some of those biggest mistakes that you see and that you try to address and face?
I definitely have my list, but
Love it. Love it.
I think
Drum
the number one is not giving your ISA enough time, not being there, not checking in every day. I think that's the biggest one, the biggest mistake
I
you can
love
do.
that. And I love that a lot. And like, I was talking to Brittany Davis. So one of the people one of the people you helped onboard. Brittany's been amazing. Her ISA has been amazing. She spent, at least early on, I don't know if she does this now. I'd be lying if I said this now, but early on, it was 3 hours a day because they would call together. They were calling together, right? They don't spend 3 hours a day like role play. That's not, no one does that, right? No one really does that. But when we talk about spending hours and hours a day with your ISA, it's not that you're sitting down with them like role playing or showing them your CRM. That does not take that much time, actually. It is doing those activities, right? And you're listening to them, they're listening to you. I like that dynamic a lot, right? Where you're kind of feeding off of each other. I think some of the best outcomes that we've seen come from that kind of synergy, that kind of connection. So Florencia, what is, give people like some examples of what is a good dynamic that develops. So there's not exactly one size fits all. I don't think so. I don't think there is. But what are some examples of people that have done this in a really, really smart way, a really good way, that make that time and that are, or maybe it's not a lot of hours. Maybe it's not. Let's take that number out of our heads. 3 hours is a lot. Brittany did 3 hours and was killing it, right? But because she would just make her calls side by side with her ISA. Like they would spend hours together because they're both calling together. Not everyone does that. What is another example of someone that just nailed it when it comes to like putting in the time into the process?
So I know that sometimes agents don't have the time. So I always suggest always having like a WhatsApp group with your team or with your ISA. So at least the ISA can have fast communication with the team, and they can get answers because I mean, they're new to your team. They're a little lost. Sometimes they're too scared to ask questions. So it's good to, let them know, hey, if you come across anything, just shoot me a text. I'm here to answer and obviously answer. So I suggest that.
Yes, do that.
Just answer. Just don't look at it. Make sure you answer. And I mean, like you said, 3 hours is a long time, but at least
that's the most I've ever heard. Just so people know,
3
that's
hours,
not average.
which
That's
is
not
great,
average.
actually.
That's amazing. That's great. She made it work. But that is by no means the average. That's not normal. That's not normal. But when you see someone have such extraordinary results, it came from something like that, right? Like, oh wow, that makes sense. It makes sense. Yes.
I'm so sorry, my dog. Okay, or just 30 minutes in the morning. Hey,
Absolutely.
or 30 minutes at the end of the day. Hey, how did today go? How did your calls go? What did you have trouble in? All of that. That's all you need to do. At least 30 minutes of your time.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's so important to put in there, put in the schedule. And another one of our clients, I think it was Ben Riles, that told us that I think it was 15 or 20 minutes nowadays a day. 15, 20 minutes checking in with, he had 3 ISAs, by the way. So yeah, it was a team of ISAs,
Yeah.
just 15, 20 minutes, because he would talk to them. He would just ask them about the day before, what the outcomes were, right? And for him, it was handing off qualified leads, how many leads they handed off each, and what objections they run into, okay? And in this same 15, 20 minutes, they would listen to a call, like the best call from the day before, or the
Yeah.
call they had the most questions about. And he would fit it all into less than 30 minutes. It was always less than 30 minutes. Because that guy, so just so you know, 3 ISAs, very successful real estate agent, and also had like 3 like triplets, like a really young, like 3 babies, same age, crying at the
Oh
time.
my
So this guy was a
gosh.
busy guy. It's a busy
Yeah.
guy running a team of 3 ISAs, all doing outbound prospecting, absentee owners. And he's a master prospector. He's really good at it. But there's only so many hours in the day, especially when you have triplets, right? So
Oh
he said,
my
hey,
goodness, I can't even
he-
imagine.
he got into hiring things in groups of 3s. We hired 3 ISAs to help him prospect every
Yeah.
day, generating 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 qualified seller leads a day per day, 15 to 20 minutes a day. And he also did what you suggest, Valencia. He had a group chat. I'm not sure if it was text or WhatsApp, not sure which one it was, but he had a group chat with everyone. Throughout the
Yeah.
day, he was communicating with his eye. It wasn't just those 15 minutes. It wasn't just those 15
Throughout the
minutes.
day.
Whenever they had a win, they would post it there, like a Slack channel. People are familiar with Slack. That you
Oh,
would
yeah.
drop the wins in your Slack channel, like your sales team chat or your prospecting team chat, whatever it is. They drop those wins, they drop the questions, and that is a rapid fire. There's a lot of ways to do it. There's more than one way to skin that cat, I would say. But I think the key is what you said. Gotta put in
Yeah.
some time. Gotta put in some
You'd be
effort.
surprised how far those little details go. Just taking the time to check in. How you doing? What do you need to work on? I think I said this last time as well, but just the little group chat would go so far, to be honest. That's enough. Cause
I think that's a must. For me, like
yeah,
having some kind of group chat, whatever it is.
it's
We
more
use
organized.
RingCentral Glib. People use Slack. People use text chat. People use WhatsApp. Messenger is a great one. Like whatever it doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. But like a lot of these options are free. Like all your ISAs can text anyway, right? And they have texting ability, so you can do a text chat, WhatsApp chat, Slack chat, Glib chat, whatever chat. But then having that group communication, that group accountability, and
Right.
celebrating those group wins, I think is huge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
Cool, awesome. I love that. So that's number 1. That's number 1.
That's number
What
1.
else is on your list? In no particular
Okay,
order.
what else? Okay, I got a few things, okay?
Oh, go.
No, so I feel like also having expectations like way too high. I think that's a big one as well.
Yeah,
The ISAs
100%.
aren't machines, they're people. It takes some time. Patience is key. I feel like everyone should come in knowing that.
Yeah,
It's not going to be one day to
100%.
another. Hmm.
And for me personally, that's my number 1 issue. That's my
Yeah,
number 1. That beats everything. Like that doesn't, I mean, because
yeah,
if you come into it with the wrong expectation, it doesn't matter. We can give you the best caller ever, the best script, the best data, the best dialer, the best, everything's the best. But your expectation is out of whack. No one's ever gonna meet that. You're always gonna be disappointed. You're always gonna feel like you're
frustrated.
underperforming. It's like this is not what I want. This is not what I expected. This is not what I expected.
And then your ISA is gonna feel that. They feel that too. And then they feel like pressured or like they're not good enough. And then it brings them down. So yeah, that has a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Like you
It is.
said, it's a vicious cycle. Like people are not happy. Oh my God, what's going on? And I think for now, I think we've done way better at detecting this. I feel. I mean, you tell me, right? I felt that we got way better because there's clients we won't hire. I mean, sorry, not that we won't hire, we won't bring them on because
Yeah.
our sales team has gotten so much better at saying, you know what, no. Like you have a very, and this has happened. I mean, I can think about 2 cases very recently. One of them came on saying that they thought that the ISA, if they hired an ISA, they should be setting 10 appointments per week, 10 appointments per week, right? Which
Yeah.
again, that is just a number that it doesn't matter much if there's no context, right? So, because, okay, yeah, we can set 10 appointments. An ISA can set 10 appointments a week, if you've got a very high converting lead source at volume, scale. Oh, absolutely, you can do it.
Exactly.
So what do you want them to call? As soon as they said they wanted them to cold call, I said, this is, you're out of your mind, right? This is just
Yeah.
not gonna happen. This is not gonna happen. Even calling expired listings every day, you're not gonna get 10 appointments a day. Like brand new withdrawn that day, like red hot ones. That's a very unrealistic expectation, very unrealistic. It's just not gonna happen. And it was so far out of whack, they say, no, we're not a good fit for you. This is not gonna work for you, right? And I remember another person that actually had several conversations with the sales team, and they had to cut off communication with this person because they said, we just can't bring them into a more realistic expectation. And they were not happy, but I'd rather have someone unhappy like that than try to fulfill them. And we're going to fail from the very beginning. And it's much easier for us to say, you know what, we're not a good fit for you, right? Just not a good fit. If we can't convince them on the temper their expectations, you know what? I don't think we're a good fit. And years ago, I think we would make that mistake more often. I think nowadays we've gotten way better at trying to shift people's expectation and to honestly educate them, like coach them. And for instance, that's what the team here is here as well, right? That's what you guys do. Like Timo and yourself and Mariana, you guys are there to set the proper expectations from the start, right?
Yeah,
From the start.
it feels so nice when you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I get this now. Like if I hire someone else in the future, like I understand what to expect, what I need to look out for. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because it is not the same when you're calling like brand new inbound realtor.com, Zillow, Facebook, Google leads, than when you're doing circle prospect, than when you're calling for sold-by owners and absentees and expired. I mean, each one of those has a completely different set of parameters in conversion rate.
Yeah.
Very different, right? Because we've had, I remember one case, Luis for O'Neill Days, one of the first clients to build your ISA. His ISA within 30 days was setting 5 appointments a day. However, that guy spent money on, he had enough leads. He had enough leads. He had a lot of leads. And evidently no one was calling them. We could tell right off the bat, like no one had ever called him. So his ISA could set up to 5 a day, okay? 5 a day. But everything there made sense. That conversion rate is possible with the right lead source, with the right conversion rate, the right ISA. That was, and we didn't even set that expectation. We set a more appropriate expectation. No one's ever called you leads before. You're going to get some pretty crazy results, right? So that blew past our expectation. It was great. Yeah. It was a great result. But if you would have come to us saying, I need 5 appointments a day, I said, holy cow, like, hold on. Like, where's that coming from, right? We had to really, really drill down and see what that expectation.
I think the biggest one is like the circle prospecting, like expecting too much from circle prospecting. I think that one's a big one. It's
a great source, but you got to be ready to put 3-4 months into it without getting anything. 3 to 4 months into it, right? 3 to 4 months is appropriate to start seeing return from a circle prospecting campaign. Less than that, you're just not being realistic. You're not being realistic. It's not a fair expectation. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have goals and metrics and daily goals. I don't mean that at all, actually. You should have daily results from circle prospecting. It's just you're not going to get the listing appointments right away. That's what I mean, right? That's what you should get qualified seller leads right away. Listing appointments come 3 to 4 months later, minimum.
Yeah, plus it's a lot of following up, I feel like too, right?
That's so you become the following upper in chief. That's what you do. You follow up
which is good. It's all in the follow-up, right?
100%. I remember. So this is a great story. Let me drop this story. Okay. We're talking about examples and give people anecdotes. This is an agent. This is Ron Manalo out of Seattle, Washington. And he did, I forget if it was 1 or 2 ISAs. He had a small team of ISAs. And they worked for him, I think, for like a year, almost 2 years, year and a half. And he collected a list of 1,000 qualified seller leads. Okay, 1,000 people, hand raisers from circle prospect. That's all he did. It was like it was less than 2 years, maybe a year and a half. Okay. And he said, you know what, I'm good. After a year and a half, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm going to be good to go. Let's get more. Like, no, I'm good. It's like, I've got more people than I can work with right now. Like that's enough for me. Like, oh, interesting. Okay, sure, that's fine. Out of that list of 1,000 people, for the next 3 to 4 years, he would sell between 50 and 60 homes per year, which in Seattle you're in the top 1% of top producing agents in that area. Because that was the my market. I know the market very well.
Oh,
50 transactions a year as a solo agent, by the way, on his own, no one else helping.
that's
And all
great.
and I would talk to him like, Ron, what I mean, you're killing it here. I would see him like you're like in the top, 1, 2, 3 of individual producers for this whole office. The office had over 200 agents, just so you know. It's not
Oh
small, like a
man,
little brokerage.
good for
And
him.
and I tell him, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because Gus, I'm like, I called this list. I follow up with everybody. He had 1,000 people to follow up with. He wouldn't call all every day. Doesn't make any sense. But he
Yeah.
would call them and then follow up every month, once a month. He had to make 1,000 calls roughly once a month,
Mhm.
which would take you about 3 to 4 days, to be honest, right? It's not that, I mean,
Yeah.
every month, oh my God, that's what it would look like, right?
Yeah.
And another thing, you know what? Another thing that helped him out a lot, Florencia, is that he came from sales before he was a real estate agent.
Oh,
He
okay.
sold cars. He was a car salesman. He sold
Mhm.
cars. And he's like, back when I sold cars, I had a list of leads. I would call him. That's how he would sell cars. He would come all over
That's
with leads, right?
great.
That's what he
Yeah.
would do. So that skill set, he didn't complain about it. He didn't fight it. He didn't avoid it. He didn't have the wrong expectation about it. He put in a lot of time, a lot of money to build that list. And when it reached a certain point, he says, I'm good. This is what I need. Thanks so much. What?
Yeah.
Did we fail? Something go, no, we're good. That's it. I've got more than I can handle right now. So I'm good. I'm good to go. Like, really?
That's
And then from
amazing.
there, he took off like a rocket ship. That taught me the lesson of you just have to work that list. You just have to work it, right? And having someone coming from another industry where that's just the way it works, there was less avoiding it, there was less reluctance, there was less everything. And that kept him running for several years, right? And now I think he does now. He no longer has a list of old nurtures. Now they're his clients, right? He has hundreds
Yeah.
of past clients that keep him busy nowadays, right? But yeah, when he started out, when he was an early agent, that was how he ran his business. I thought it was amazing. I was really, really smart thing to do. And it all from Circle Prospect. There was nothing else but Circle Prospecting built that list for him. And I thought that just like, it blew me away for the power.
Yeah,
of doing
that's
it.
a great story.
Yeah, awesome. That's a great one. Ron, if you're out there, we still love you, man. Come back.
Shout out.
Let's call everybody again. 10 years. Let's call everybody again. Sorry.
Come back.
Yeah, seriously. So what's the next one?
Okay, the next one. Not paying on time.
Oh my goodness.
This one's a big one
Oh
too.
my, this is okay. So, well, I don't know. I still think the expectations one is the biggest one for me.
Oh, yeah.
This is the close second one
Mhm.
because it is shooting yourself in the foot. It is the
It really is.
easiest and fastest way
It's a silly
to
mistake.
mess up your relationship with your ISA. And I want to, so yeah, it is the number one avoidable issue, the number one easily avoidable issue, I'll say that
Yeah.
can mess the situations up. Because, I mean, I don't know, yeah. So, I mean, what do you think about this? It really gets to me.
Yeah, it sucks because it's a silly mistake. I feel like, we definitely always remind the agents for the first payroll, but I feel like they have to remember, and we do make an emphasis on that on our kickoffs and stuff. The cutoff date is Thursdays, make sure you pay on Friday, early Friday and stuff like that. But I know it goes with everything that they might be busy and stuff, but it's really, it also, I feel like they have to keep it professional, and I feel like paying on time,
It's
that's
like,
it's
I mean,
respectful.
you're being empathetic with them and you're trying to see it from their point of view. I mean, I'm going to be a little more direct with the people that are
Okay.
watching us, that are agents. I'm going to be a little more direct with you guys and go, you're either a business owner or you're not, right? You either can sit once you bring on teammates, virtual assistants, ISAs, in-house administrative, transaction point, doesn't matter, right? You're now a business owner. You're running a team at that point. And you got to take that responsibility seriously. You have to take it seriously. Because if you don't, you're teaching your team that they cannot even rely on you for that, which for
Yep.
me is like the lowest expectation I can think of for a business owner, right? Again,
Yeah.
agents, for people that are squirming, becoming uncomfortable, or feel triggered, this is coming from love. I want you to win. I'm telling
Yes.
you this because I want you to win, right? I'm not doing it to scold anybody. I'm not doing it in what is it now? Almost 8 years that I've run Power ISA. I was late one time for payroll. We're late one time. we paid the next day instead of the day we always pay. We usually pay on Friday. One day we paid Saturdays. My laptop got stolen and I could not get my setup at the bank redone in time. Like that's why we paid late, right? At one time. And I'm embarrassed to this day that happened one time in the history of the company. Okay. In the history of the company. So that, and I apologize. I owned it. Like, guess what? I mean, this is,
It's
yeah, things have happened and it can happen, but you got to take it that seriously. In 8 years, one time, I mean, things can happen. Things can happen.
good for
They can.
you, Gus. 8 years and only one time.
8
That's
years,
right.
one time we were off by
Wait,
a day. We were
I
off
just,
by a day.
I literally just put yourself in their shoes. Who's gonna want to stay with someone who pays late? You know what I mean? You're looking forward to this money. Many people have families, they have to pay school, books, or their rents. So it's super important. They're looking forward to that money, and it doesn't come around. It's like, I don't want to be here, like I don't.
Yeah, and I want to give a little context too, because there's a what's the word I'm looking for? There's like a meme, there's a trope, there's an idea in especially in Mexico of that people get scammed. Okay, let's just call it what it is. ISAs are the same way agents can be concerned that they're going to be scammed by an ISA who doesn't do anything and just wants to get paid. The ISAs are also concerned they're going to put in their work and they're not going to get paid. They're going to come up with it. And this is unfortunately a very common thing in like the virtual assistant space. This is not ISA specific. The virtual assistant space, there's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of people masquerading. There's a lot of, and in the call center space, like that is a Mexico thing where there's call centers that delay payment. They don't want to pay and they do all these things, right? So the typical stereotypical terrible boss. So when someone, even the best intentioned agent, suddenly says, oh, you know what, I forgot to run payroll. My bad. Can I do that on Monday? Like the first thing that pops in their mind is not oh, poor agent, he was probably really busy. No, the first thing that pops in their mind is that, oh my, is this a scam? Am I being, because that's what it looks like, folks. That's what the scam looks like.
And then
like,
they come at us.
One more day.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they can make, of course they would. Because we connected them with 100%.
Yeah.
That's not that's normal, right? That they're gonna say, hey, what's going on? Because they're concerned that this is a scam. Because that's what it looks like. Oh, can I pay you tomorrow? Oh, sorry, another thing came up. Can I pay you tomorrow? One more day, one more week. We're almost there. That's what it looks like. They just getting delayed and delayed, excuses, and they just never get paid, right? So that can be really, really tough, can be devastating for someone. So from my perspective, that's why I get really concerned when those things happen, because I know how the ISS can perceive it. And it's not like, oops, my bad. No. They're concerned this is fraud. They're concerned this is a scam, right?
Yeah.
That's where their head can go. And they might even be jumping ship right then and there. Like, oh, no, I've been scammed before. I'm not falling for it again. Like that can be a realistic occasion. So, so important to pay accurately and pay on time. Pay accurately and pay on time. Very important. And Florencia, well, I mean, we have videos on this within our Build Your ISA course. Mm-hmm. This process maybe takes 15 minutes a week.
Yeah.
Maybe, right?
Or
this
less,
is not a complicated problem. I think it takes, honestly, I think it takes less. And if you have an app, there's apps for this now. You can do this on your phone.
And we make it easy. We send the payroll reminder, you know what I mean? It has like the website there, their bank info. So I mean, it's just making it.
Oh yeah, the first time you do it can take a little bit longer because you got to copy paste. Maybe that takes a little bit longer. But the second time you do it, the third time you do it, it's like 5 minutes and on your phone. It's probably what you need.
And a big tip, I've heard that on the mobile app is way faster than going on the website on your computer. So like anyone using a Remitly or Wise, I heard that mobile apps is way better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once you get into the habit of it, because I use Wise all the time. It always tells me within seconds, you'll get the deposit within seconds once it's a recurring kind of activity, because they know, or you're sending the same amount as you did always. Okay, great. They'll make the money available immediately, right? So that's like mwah, the chef's kiss of like that's exactly what you want. And even now, with Power ISA, I still help run payroll. I don't run the whole payroll, but my part of it, I'll do on my phone no problem. It's that easy, right? So if I can do it and there's like a way more people to pay and there's thousands of dollars, you can do it for what I say on your phone. And no doubt. But that's a big one. And I think I get passionate about it because it's so easy to avoid. So easy
Yeah.
to avoid.
Or even set like a calendar reminder a day
Yeah.
before payroll, there's so many things you could do to avoid this issue. But yeah.
100%. And you can do it and just make yourself stay organized. If you have an assistant or an admin or an ops manager, this is 100% what they should. This is 100% what they should do. Take it off your plate. But if you're a solo agent, guess what? You're now a business owner. You got to take care of your people. And I think you should look at it that way. Great.
Mhm.
Awesome. Lindsay, what's the next one? We're on a roll
Okay.
here. We're on a
So
roll.
we are. Okay, next one. I have about three more, but
Okay.
screenshot monitor. Screenshot monitor is great. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I don't want to micromanage." It's not. It's just to, have eyes on your eyes. Makes payroll way easier, by the way. Because then sometimes
It
at the end of the
makes
week,
it the 5-minute activity, right? Like
yeah.
that's like it. That's what it should be.
Yeah, it's just literally for payroll is the best thing on both your sides. The ISA can also, for if there was like miscommunication on they didn't work or didn't do whatever it is. Hey, look at my screenshot monitor. You'll see that I was logged in at this time, blah blah blah. So it's good for both sides. I've actually had ISAs say they like really enjoy screenshot monitor. So
It helps you keep track of your own time, actually, right? It
yeah.
helps you stay
Or
organized.
yeah, also another thing, like for example, if they exit out of um the website or something, and they missed a phone number or a name, they can always just go back to their screenshots and like
That
get
is
it. So
hilarious.
that's
No, it's good
that's
enough.
something I used to do all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. And when this has come up, it is, it's usually an agent that hasn't managed a lot of people before, or not, has not managed virtual staff before. And it's usually like you said, oh, I don't want to be that guy. Oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to be that boss. I want to be a cool boss. Like I want to be a nice guy. My boss was nice. When I worked at whatever and they were on me, checking in and checking out. Oh my God. Like, hey, here, they want to do things very differently. And I'm not saying this to mock people. I'm not saying this to sound like a jerk, but I'm telling you that sometimes that feeling can be misplaced,
Hmm.
right? Because you should be a good boss. You shouldn't be a micromanager. You should be a great person to work for and to work with. That's awesome. This is not that, is what I'm trying to say. This is not that, right? This is how to do the job at the highest level. You need these tools. And I think it's not a lot to ask that people that they're working virtually. They're not in the office. That's another thing. But it's a lot of agents are used to having their staff come into the office with them and leave with them, right? So of course they never needed screenshot monitor. Of course you never
Yeah.
needed it. You could see them next to you, right? That was right there.
Yeah.
And you could see whether they're paying attention or not to what they're, it was very obvious, right? I get it. But when you're working virtually, you need more than that. You need more
Yeah.
than that as
Because
an
it's
accountability
remote.
tool.
Yeah, because it's remote. Sometimes people can get lazy, you know what I mean? So we want to have eyes on them.
Yeah, 100%. It's an accountability tool. It's accountability tool. And if you don't have those accountability measures in place, I get concerned. I get concerned that you're not going to see the results you want in a timely manner. I get concerned that an ISA is going to take advantage of you. I mean, there's people out there that are not great people. You're never
Yeah.
going to find out if there's no accountability measures in place, right? We always tell folks the final part of the interview is the first 30 days. If you have zero accountability measures in those first 30 days, how do you know you're getting a great person?
Right, exactly.
You can't.
Well said.
Awesome. Go. Let's knock out a few more.
Okay, next. Don't let things fly. So no matter how much experience they have, no matter how great they are, don't overlook the punctuality or little red flags, never.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
that's part of their character.
Yeah. So can you expand on that a little bit more? Like, so how does someone get into that
So
situation? They're interviewing and they're like, well, they're like very impressed.
So yeah, like so they'll start working together and then the ISA came in late, but he's great. He's making appointments. Still, that's a red flag, if he keeps showing up late. Or for example, I've had this one. be an issue where they take long to respond to their messages,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
another
that's
red
not good.
flag.
That's not good.
And some people say, "Oh, well, he's booking appointments, he's good," Yeah, but still, that's not, it's a red flag.
Yeah, 100%. And it reminds me of this term that is, don't use or, use and. Okay. Don't use or, use and. What I mean by that is it's not, do I want someone punctual or do I want someone setting appointments, right? No, 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 no. It's I want someone punctual and I want them to set appointments at a high level. It's
Yes.
not either or, right? It's not one or the other. And that's sometimes the impression, the fear that somebody's just gonna have. I empathize, by the way, that hey, this person sounds really good on the phone. And the few times they've been on the phone, they're amazing. I don't want to lose that. Like, hold on, hold on. That's why we're here, to give them perspective, to give them confidence in these decisions. And I'm like, it's not either or. It's not
No,
or,
it
it's
shouldn't be like
and,
that. Yep,
and
exactly. Plus,
punctual and high performing.
someone who cares about their job and it really matters to them, obviously isn't going to do that. It's going they're going to be punctual, they're going to be consistent, they're going to be all that and more.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't overlook those little red flags, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You hit the nail on the head. If someone is not showing up on time, if someone is missing days, leaving early, like during the first week or two, oh my good, I cannot. That's not a small red flag. That's a
A
huge red flag,
huge red flag.
because
Yes.
that's when they're on their best behavior, folks. Be honest. You're new in the
Yeah.
job. You want to impress. This is the time you want to show off, and
Yeah.
they're doing that. It's only going to go downhill from there. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, that's a big one. And then do you want to hear my last one?
Go for it. Go for it.
The last one I would say is not going or not checking out the BYI 2.0 course online
Oh my
and
goodness.
going
I
to
love
the
that one.
Thursday sessions with you. They would save
That's
so much
great.
time, and also it's so helpful and it makes you feel more prepared. So highly recommend it.
Okay, love that.
Yep.
Thanks. I love that. Thank you so much. And yes, there's a lot of great information in the Build Your ISA course version 2.0. It's the latest version out there right now. There's a lot of questions you're answered right there in the course, and they're in video format. Very digestible videos, 5 to 20-minute videos. Like most of them are like that. And then there's course materials, there's examples, and we redesigned it early this year because we wanted to make it more useful, more usable. Because our biggest issue with our version 1 is that it could be a little bit lengthy, like it was a little bit too much. People felt they had to take the whole thing. Now we chopped it up. At the most, you have to consume half of it because it's more geared towards cold calling or lead management. Like it's very geared toward that. So at most you have to take half the course at the most, right? So so it's made a lot easier for folks to use it and to make it, and also those weekly coaching calls. I love those. Those are great because we get to share customer wins. We get to mastermind with different agents, and people try to stump me with questions, with situations, and that's really fun. That's very fun for me, right? Because again, I
That's
don't
good
see
you
this as
enjoy it.
I've probably seen it all at this. I mean, I'm not, again, not a humble brag, but I've probably seen it all at this point, and I enjoy helping people out, and I enjoy helping people. I just naturally, I have the soul of a teacher, so I love helping people out in general. So I see it
Yeah.
like that. Great. Give me your best shot. Let's see what you got, right? Either a difficult situation, a decision they need some help with, a problem. Well, even if they break out their call tools configuration window, let's check it. Let's configure it. Let's check it out. I love getting my hands, rolling up my sleeves and helping people out because we've done it so many times. We've done it so many times.
Yeah.
I think it would be I feel a lot differently if I were doing like a coaching session on something I knew nothing about. That would not be fun. That would not be
No,
fun.
of course not.
But this for me, like this is,
They're
it's
helpful.
entertaining.
Yeah, I've had a lot of agents give really good feedback on those, that they feel more, definitely very prepared and they can always go back
Love it.
to it.
100%. I love that. I appreciate that. So, Valencia, that's good. That was a great list. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it
And that
was
was
a
a
good list.
great set of mistakes. And we want folks to learn from these. We want folks to understand these. This is a great piece of content. We're gonna make sure we publish this and make it available to our clients. I think it's so important to understand the biggest pitfalls, mistakes you can make when you're getting started, because we want you to avoid. We want you to avoid it, right? So
Yeah.
awesome. Florencia, thank you so much. I love it. It was a great session. And now I will see you again. This is the second time you're on these sessions. I love this.
Yeah,
I'm
second
already
time.
looking forward to the next one. All right.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Thanks. Awesome. Thanks,
Have a
everybody.
good one, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye.